This is the third video of the theory of demand. So far we have discussed demand, demand schedule, demand curve, and in the last video we explained determinants of demand. And today we are going to explain the law of demand. It is our general experience that when the price of a commodity is high, its lesser quantity is purchased. And when the price is low, its greater quantity is purchased. This inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded of a commodity is called the law of demand. Price and demand move in the opposite directions. That is, when price rises, quantity demanded falls, and when price falls, quantity demanded rises. And hence, both of them, that is, price and quantity demanded, have negative relationships. Professor Marshall has defined the law of demand as the amount demanded increases with a fall in price and diminishes with a rise in price. The law of demand is defined as the law of demand states that other things remaining the same. Other things remaining same, it is ceteris paribus. The demand for a commodity expands, that is quantity demanded increases, with the fall in its price and contracts with the rise in its price. That means there is inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now let us see what are its assumptions. First, no change in the price of related goods. We know the related goods, complementary goods and substitute goods. So there will be no change in the price of related goods. No change in income of consumer. No expectation of further changes in the price of commodity. No change in population or number of consumers. No change in taste, preferences, nature and fashion of the consumers. No change in the level and distribution of income. No change in government policy. So when these things, these determinants of demand remain constant, then price and quantity demanded move in opposite direction. That means there is inverse relationship, and this is called the law of demand. And because of law of demand, demand curve moves. Now let us see the law of demand, how it can be explained with the help of demand schedule and demand curve. And the demand schedule, we have got the price 1, 2, 3, rupee 1, rupees 2, rupees 3 per unit. That is the price of X good. Now demand for X good in units, when the price is 3, price is 1, quantity demanded 3 units, 2, price is 2, quantity demanded 2 units, and price is 3, quantity demanded 1 unit. Now let us consider this is the given original one. Now what happens when the price decreases from rupees 2 to 1, quantity demanded, not demand, quantity demanded increases or extends from 2 to 3 units. So this is called extension in demand. This part, when the price decreases, quantity demanded increases, this is called extension. And when it happens, let us see, the price is 2. Now the price becomes 1. At 2 rupees, the quantity demanded 2 units. And when price become 1, the quantity demanded become 3 units. So the quantity demanded increased from 2 to 3. And when price 2, that is the point of the demand curve A. Now when price becomes 1, the point moves from A to B. That means demand curves moves along the same demand curves downward. This is called downward movement of the demand curve, and this is called quantity demanded increases. So quantity demanded increases when price decreases. And what happens to the demand curve? Demand curve moves along the same demand curves towards right or down. Similarly, when the price increases from 2 to 3, then the quantity demanded decreases from 2 units to 1 unit. That is called contraction in demand. So decrease in quantity demanded is called contraction in demand. Why there is contraction in demand? When price rises. When price rises, other things remaining constant, there is a contraction in demand. So when 2 to 3, when 2 the quantity demanded 2 units, and when price gone up to rupees 3 per unit, then the quantity demanded 1 unit. So from 2 to 1, this is contraction in demand or decrease in quantity demanded. And for this, what happens? The demand curve moves from point A to C. That is called upward movement or leftward movement of the demand curve. So contraction in demand causes leftward movement of the demand curve. And when demand curve moves leftward, there is a contraction in demand. And why there is a contraction in demand or leftward movement of the demand curve? Because of increase in price. And moreover, this law of demand is explained through market demand schedule and market demand curve, not individual. It is market demand curve, and this is market demand schedule. So I hope that this can be explained. The law of demand can be explained with the help of this demand schedule and the demand curve. So this downward demand curve, downward sloping demand curve, what represents? When the price rises, the demand curve, there is a contraction in demand. That means there is inverse relationship. Downward sloping demand curve represents inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded. So any curve slopes downward. It represents that the variables we measure in two axes, they have inverse relationship. Now, what are the causes of law of demand? If you ask the question, why does the law of demand operate? Or why do consumers demand more of a commodity at lower price or less of a commodity at higher price? Or why does demand curve slope downward? So answer of these questions, these are the causes of law of demand. First cause, law of diminishing marginal utility. So operation of the law of diminishing marginal utility, that is why demand curve slopes downward. What does the diminishing marginal utility mean? The law of DMU states that the marginal utility of a good falls with the increase in its quantity. MU decreases when a consumer consumes more and more units of a good, that we know in utility chapter. A consumer pays for a good because it possesses utility. That is why we pay, because it has some power to satisfy our wants. And he would purchase a good to the extent where its marginal utility is equal to its price. This is the equilibrium conditions in cardinal utility approach. For one good, marginal utility of the good is equal to its price. So at every point on the demand curve, there is mu is equal to price. That means the demand curve is the utility curve. From this, it follows that a consumer would purchase more of a good only when the price falls, and less of a good when price rises. When price rises, the satisfaction will increase. So the consumer will have same amount of satisfaction by consuming less unit of that good, because its marginal utility increases when he reduces the consumption. Next is income effect. What is income effect? The effect on demand for goods due to change in the real income of consumers as a result of change in the price of the commodity is known as income effect. So the effect on demand for goods. What is the effect? Effect is increase in demand, that is increase in quantity demanded or decrease in quantity demanded due to change in real income. There is no change in money income, because income of the consumer remain constant, but when price decreases, then with the same amount of money we can buy more, and when price rises with the same amount of income we can buy less. So the purchasing power of money income is the real income. So when the price of a commodity decreases, real income rises, and that induces consumer to buy more. And when price rises, then the real income of the consumer decreases, and that induces consumers to buy less. Okay, and that is why demand curve slopes downward. Next cause is substitution effect. What is substitution effect? When the price of a commodity falls, it becomes cheaper in comparison to its substitute good, and consumers start substituting this commodity in place of other commodities, and resulting increase in quantity demanded for the commodity. And when price of a commodity rises, then it becomes costlier in comparison to its substitute good. Then the consumer move its demand from main commodity to the substitute commodity, leading to decrease in quantity demanded of the main commodity. This is called substitution effect. Number 4, different uses. When the price of a commodity which can be put to several uses increases, the commodity which can be used for several purposes, when such commodities price rises, then consumer reduce the use of this commodity for less important uses, and therefore purchase is also reduced, means quantity demanded decreased. And in contrary to it, when the price of good decreases, consumers start to use the commodity even for less important uses, and thus the purchase is increased and quantity demanded also rises. That results in downward sloping demand curve. Number 5, entry and exit of customers. When some consumers, new consumers, enter into the market, when the price of a commodity decreases, then those who were unable to afford the previous price, now due to fall in price, they will start consuming the product. They can afford it, and because of that, they will buy. So entry of the consumer happens when the price decreases, and as the price decreases, new customers enter, results in increase in quantity demanded. And when the price of a commodity rises, then what happens? Some existing customers, they quit the market because they are unable to afford that price, that high price, results in decreasing quantity demand. So what we find, the relationship we are in what are the 5 points we have explained, everywhere we see when the price of a commodity rises, due to the presence of these causes, the quantity demanded decreases. And when price decreases, quantity demanded increases. So Because of these reasons, the demand curve slopes downward. What are the exceptions to the law of demand? Exceptions are the situations or the cases in which the law of demand is not applicable. Means the demand curve does not slope downward. It may slope upward, or it can be vertically parallel to y-axis or horizontally parallel to x-axis. Means demand curve will not slope downward. So let us see what are such cases. Number one, given goods. Given goods are those inferior goods. Given goods are inferior goods, part of the inferior goods. That means all given goods are inferior goods. But all inferior goods are not given goods. So given goods are those inferior goods which have positive price effect. Positive price effect means in case of given good, when price increases, quantity demanded for given good also rises. And when price decreases, the quantity demanded for given good decreases. That means there is direct relationship, and in case of direct relationship, we find upward sloping curve. So the demand curve in this case does not slope downward. Next is prestigious or status symbol goods. These status symbol goods will be purchased more when their price rise. Why? Because the people think that the price will increase means status will also increase. And that is why their demand rises with the increase in price. And when price decreases, the consumers start thinking that the status will fall, because they relate the status with the price of the product. High price means high status, low price means low status. So when price decreases, the quantity demanded decreases. That means there also we find direct relationship between price and quantity demanded of status symbol goods. Expectations of further changes in price. Further changes in price, not the causes we have seen. Determinant one, expectations of change in price. Here expectation of further change in price. When buyers expect a further rise in price, they purchased increased quantities of the commodity even at a higher price. But let us take one example to understand this. Suppose yesterday the price of a commodity is rupees 10 per unit. Today it has increased to 12 per unit. And the customers are thinking that tomorrow the price will further increase. Suppose it will go to 14 rupees per unit. In such a case, the consumer price increase from 10 to 12. So the consumer will buy more of that commodity, because if they wait for tomorrow, the tomorrow's quantity demanded they'll purchase today. If they purchase tomorrow, they have to pay 2 rupees more for per unit of that good. So they will try to buy today. That will result in increasing quantity demanded. Similarly, if they suppose the price yesterday of a good is 10, today it is 8, and they are expecting that the price will further fall to 6. So today's at 8 rupees, they will buy less, because they will wait for tomorrow to decrease the price, and then they will buy. So when the price decreased from 10 to 8, quantity demanded also decreased, because most of the customers, they will wait for tomorrow because they are thinking that price will decrease. So what we find in case of further expectation regarding change in price, that law of demand is not applicable. Necessities of life. The law of demand becomes imperative to certain extent in case of necessary goods, such as rice, wheat. In this case, the law of demand is ineffective. Even if the price increases, there will be no change in quantity demanded. So that results in demand curve vertically parallel to y-axis. In case of fashionable good, the law of demand is not operative. The demand for goods in fashion increases even when their price rises. Fear of shortage. If the consumers expect a shortage of a particular good in the near future, suppose due to war situation, and they are thinking that there will be shortage of a particular commodity, then they start buying more and more of that good in the current period, even if their price are rising. Ignorance of consumers. Consumers may buy more of a good at a higher price when they are ignorant of the prevailing prices of the commodity in the market, or if the consumers relate the price of the commodity with the quality of the commodity. Sometimes the consumers have the wrong belief that high price goods means high quality or superior quality. So when the price of a commodity increases, they may think that the quality also increased, and that is why they purchase more of that good. And when the price decreased, they are thinking that the quality is also decreased, and that is why they buy less of that good. So what do we find? These are the cases in which the law of demand is not operating. Today that's all. Thank you.